Welcome. On this channel, I do unscripted, unedited videos about Linux programming and stuff. Recently, I have kind of committed to building a little game. At the same time, I am relearning C. I am going to pick up where the previous videos have left off. CD, so we're gonna, the game is the working title Space Captain. It will not keep that title. One of my goals right now is to, I want to make it so that anybody that was watching the videos would be able to follow along. So the first thing is to clean up the Git repository and just make it so you can build something and do that for anybody that would want to do it. And then they're right from the beginning, they're able to follow along. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a directory called, we'll just call it docs for now. I'm going to move the existing README into the docs. Docs probably won't be what it stays named. The reason being is I want to, I'm doing a bunch of design docs in there basically is what will probably happen. But docs implies it's docs about how to run it. So I'll figure out where to put those. I want to do a real brief explanation of what this is, how to install it, etc., that kind of thing right now. And what is it? What is this? That's what we'll do. What is this? We're gonna say it's a C programming learning project centered around building a online multiplayer game that can best be described as a blend of Eve Door Fortress with a sprinkling of Factorio. Be forewarned, this is more about learning C and Linux programming concepts than actually developing a game. Okay. Let's grab the YouTube. Let's see if the search engine can find us yet. Linux programming and stuff. Nope. But that don't matter. We can find it. So you can follow along at there we go. Okay, installing. We might come back and correct this. I'm going to write it now. How do I want to do this? Actually, we'll just give the full set of instructions. So it's going to be git clone. Oops. the repo. And need code and HTTPS. And copy that. So git clone cd into space captain make. That's good enough. There, that is the default. That will be the default instructions. Anybody, presumably, who would just want to be playing with the code, we'll figure out from there. Okay. What we're going to do is, what was the last video I worked on? Or, Space Captain. So the last one was 22. So we're going to copy the contents from there. See stuff. I know that we want the make file. Oops, 022. We want the make file. We want, actually, we want to copy the directory. And we want the source. The make file, the source, that's probably it, right? Okay, so vim make, we want to change the name to space captain. That's singular. We have no libs. I'm going to leave everything here the way that it is. I think for the moment, we don't have we do have an install target, but it doesn't respect the prefix variables, so we'll fix that in a second. Does this make? It does. Bin space captain. And it runs. So that was me experimenting with an expandable array in a previous video, 022, in fact. Okay, so we have the makefile, we have the source. We might pare down the makefile here in a second, but I'm going to go into the source. We want to move. I'm going to move the source demo file to source space captain. Okay. We are going to remove everything from this except for a hello world. I like it. Every now and then, very rarely, every now and then, Copilot makes a suggestion I keep. That was one of them. I really need to, I got to figure this out. I need to set up Vim so that Copilot is disabled when I launch it, and I have a super, super easy way, like a really simple leader key binding to enable it. Because what I've found, of course, is like 90% of the time when I'm launching Vim, I'm just doing it to do a quick edit on a file, and I don't actually care about Copilot. But when I actually get into a coding session, I probably do want to be able to turn it on. I haven't ever found that I rely on it a bunch, but it's a I guess the way I treat it is a better code completion. Okay. So, was there anything in the make file that was referencing demo? Nothing. The thing that's referencing demo is in main, we are loading it. And so space cat in. Okay, so this is using a unified, I really don't know if that's really like a normal term that everybody uses, but it's the way I learned it. So this is using a unified build structure for anybody that sees this that hasn't seen the previous video where I talked about it. The basic idea is that the main file just includes all of the code that you're going to use and creates a singular compilation unit. And it just ends up being a much easier way to manage things than trying to do that over in the makefile. The makefile then ends up basically just being, hey, I'm including main.c, which of course then is going to include everything else that it needs, and off we go. The only thing that you're really dealing with in the makefile then is just what flags you're passing the compiler. Now, what I intend to do here is, it's probably a little bit unorthodox, but I intend down the road to have a like a release target, a dev target, and maybe just well, okay, so that's certainly not unorthodox, and a test target. I guess maybe I only really have two targets, which are the release and the debug. And the debug is the one that is also used for testing. That might be the way I go. So all the release flags, the release compilation flags are here. Normal usage would be here. And then you can see what I do is I have an all that'll build both of them. I have phony targets for those verbs. I'll clean this up probably, but right now the thing that I want to fix is prefix. So I know that I want the default to be, I'm going to have to look this up. I don't know how to do it. I want the default, so make set variable. I think that it'll just translate through how to set a child setting environment variable in a makefile. I don't want to set the environment variable. How do I get a shell environment variable in a makefile? Okay, the answer says if you export that, it is either. Okay, so all we need to do, that's what I wanted exactly. Copilot caught it for me. So I don't want it to be user local though, setting me up for failure. Now the question is, can I nest this? Because what I want is home, and I want it to be local bin. Okay, I think that will work. I will test it out. What we want to do on the install then is we want to make directory, but we want to do prefix. And then we want to install into prefix, right? So cp the bin name into prefix. Oops. I've been complaining about it on these streams or these videos probably since I started making them, but this keyboard is just ever so slightly wrong for my fingers. Okay, so let's make clean. Start with that. We have no bin folder, so if I make. We're not using parameters. What does... Is it just that? It is, okay. And tree bin. Okay, we do not want to make cattail. Okay, so we have Space Captain in our in the bin folder in the project. But what I want to do is I want to make install this, and I have a typo in the make file. And it made it, and make directory has missing operand. Okay, so is it having an issue with the recursion? No, there's no recursion there. That is, the syntax for setting a default. Can I do it this way? What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and just do an echo. That works for the time being. Echo, installing Space Captain to nothing. Why is prefix empty? So let's simplify this. I guess I did just take a suggestion from Copilot. That's why it doesn't work. Prefix equals, let's just hard code it for now. Home dot local home. Oh, I think I see it. Home.local. Home.local bin. Installing Space Captain to there. That's what we want. Okay. So that works as I thought it would, but let's do this. Prefix is not defined, so I want to take that and turn it into home.local bin. Oops. I am unsure about. Well, let's start out by not having this. Let's do home memory layout. Okay, so does that work? It did not. I think I do believe that Copilot thought we were writing a bash file, not a make file. So make file default value variable. Define a make file variable using an environment variable or a default value. That is definitely what I want to do. It looks like the question equal. Okay, so let's try that. Make file. Or, why? Hold it. Question equal. What is in a make file? That is exactly what I want to know. It indicates to set k-variable only if it's not set. That is exactly what we want. So we want prefix question equal to be home That was exactly what happened, by the way. Copilot thought I was writing a bash file. I mean, it didn't think shit. It is way too dumb for that, but that is where its prompt or its suggestion was built from, right? I am going to do this. Okay. Make install. So it is now installing into home, that place. But if I said install, prefix, I mean, was user local bin, and then did a make install, it would install to user local bin. That is exactly what we want. Okay, so now we can leave that there, and this keyboard. And so now I should have Space Captain, so I should be able to run Space Captain, and I can't. Hello, Space Captain. Okay, so that is a short little bit of nothing. Clear, make clean. Can't read me. Okay, so what is this? It's a C programming. It's a C language C language. It's a pro. I don't like that sentence. It's a C programming. It's a C programming learning project centered around building. I am just going to say it's a learning project centered around building an online multiplayer. Wow, I really suck. Game that can be best described as, what column are we on over there? We're on 117. That's not too bad. Looks like I have it set to 120. That can best be described as a blend of EVE Online Dwarf Fortress with a sprinkling of Factorio. All presented. It's not going to be ASCII. It may be ASCII. Via text-based interface. We'll stay with that. Except for with a sprinkling of Factorio. I can get rid of the all. It does nothing. Presented via a text-based interface. Okay. Be forewarned, this is more about learning C and Linux programming than developing a game. It may take a while. Nah, screw it. Don't need that. You can follow along here. That's good enough. Installing it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll give a little bit more here, which is yeah, we'll just leave it exactly as that. Okay. Make clean. LSLH. Can't.getIgnore. Sorry, can't. We're missing our getIgnore. So CP C stuff 022.getIgnore. Then what do we have in there? Nothing but bin and result. That's probably pretty good. Now I'm trying to decide. What I had been doing is I had been creating a new folder for every video. And I'm undecided whether I want to keep doing that or just make a git tag for each. Separate folders are certainly easier for people who aren't developers necessarily. I think I'm going to do tags. I don't think there's any reason to dumb it down. Clear. So for the time being, I also want to just exclude that docs folder. So I'm just going to add docs. Maybe not docs. Let's move that to move docs to miscellaneous. I'm going to ignore whatever I have in a miscellaneous so I don't accidentally commit it early. I can always undo that later, of course. Wow, my fingers just don't fit on these keys. Okay. Makefile. Let's take one last look through it. Set the program's name, library dependencies, what I'm going to write here. That is good enough. Okay, so let's add .gitignore, the readme, the makefile, everything in source. In source, we only have main and the space captain stuff. So git status, git commit. What is, let me, before I do this, git log. So we have the initial commit. What I'm going to do is git commit empty. Okay, there we have our starting point. In the next video, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to start to iterate on some of the actual code that we need. I guess that'll make more sense in the next video. See you there. Have fun.